what you are and ain't going to accept and all this other kind of stuff when you're not even what most men want.
No, and I'm working on that. You said I'm 23. You said that I have until like 25.
There's no reason to be 23 and 220 pounds, man. You ain't had no babies. There's absolutely no reason to justify unless it's glandular that you got a doctor's note for. There's absolutely no reason.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Let me pose the questions, okay? Are we celebrating plus size models or are we preaching, how do I say, unaccountability? What's up, guys? John Claymore here. Now, before we get into this take, and of course, I know a lot of the ladies are going to see this and say to themselves, oh my God, he's here with another misogynistic take. I promise you it's not a misogynistic take. I just got to sort of like raise a question here. So, Sports Illustrated has decided to unveil another plus size model. Of course, Yumi New is her name, and to tell you the truth, if you look at her face, she's actually very, very attractive. I'm not here to like, go after her or whatnot or anything like that right there. As a matter of fact, actually, Graham is a plus size model who, by the way, has also got a very, very attractive face as well. The question here, and of course, this is where I drew the ire of Jordan Peterson, which, by the way, I will be leaving the article in the comment section and the description box of this video, as well as a couple more on this issue. The question is, are we telling people to accept lower standards? Are we telling people that they should do much, much less in their life? Let me kind of break this down for you guys. For a long time there, we were telling people to live a healthy lifestyle. We were telling people to stop eating processed sugars, try not to smoke. By the way, I'm guilty of that myself because I'm a smoker. Less overall alcohol intake. Also, something else too. Just basically eat better and live a healthier life. Go outside, take a walk, work out. And of course, when 2020 occurred, we had the pandemic, and of course, a lot of people were out there just eating processed sugars, and they were eating fast food because that was kind of sort of the only thing that was open. And of course, as a result of this, next thing you know, the mainstream media pushes this agenda of saying stuff like fat is healthy and saying that obese is healthy. Now, I'm not saying that this right here is a case of this, but I'm asking the question, are we being forced to accept a lot less? You see, I am of the opinion that women nowadays, and I know I'm going to lose some ladies here, but I think that women nowadays, and all you got to do is just go on your dating channels and just go watch Kevin Samuels, the great Kevin Samuels. Yeah, I'm here to say he was great at what he did. All you got to do, and even Steve Harvey, they have got to tell women all the time that they need to somewhat adjust their standards for men. The reason why is because women nowadays, not like it was in the old days, they seem to expect a lot more out of men, but they want men to just sort of kind of accept them for who they are. This attitude, by the way, is leading to a high rate in people just flat out being single. It's also leading to a lot of men becoming incels as a result of this. You see, this is one of the reasons why the MAGTOW movement was on the rise at one point in time. By the way, I'm not a MAGTOW guy, but I do got to kind of lean into this a little bit because this is one of the reasons why men started doing these type of movements, because they noticed that women were demanding a lot more from them, yet they themselves were not holding themselves accountable. I could give you guys several stories, and like I said, I'm pretty sure that some women are probably going to want to cut this one off, but let me go ahead and give you guys a bit of an example. Do you guys remember that video I made? And by the way, I had to take that video down. I regretted taking that video down. The only reason why I took that video down, by the way, was not so much because of the fact that the hate from it was pretty bad, which, by the way, it got a lot of views, but the reason why I took it down was because I think that I structured the video wrong. It was a video that I made about Kamala Harris's stepdaughter, who, by the way, had like armpit hair and just looked just genuinely nasty as a whole. Not exactly what you would expect from a model. But of course, you're going from Kate Upton in 2010 to now this right here. And by the way, I'm not bashing Yumi New, okay? I'm not doing that at all. I'm just asking the question, why are we promoting obesity? Why are we promoting people that are not healthy? Why are we promoting these people? Of course, somebody in the comment section is going to say, well, this person right here is very, very healthy. Okay, we can agree to disagree on that right there. Of course, we can get more and more knowledge on that at a later date. I'm just a little bit concerned that we're promoting accepting less standards. I think we're promoting no standards at all. I mean, all you got to do is just look at the photos of the women who are out here at these Roe v. Wade protests, and they're sitting there screaming and hollering that they're going to go on a sex strike, when in reality, I don't think any self-respecting man would even find them sexy. I mean, go back to the whole Victoria's Secret line, this whole wokeness crap. Go back to that right there. Why do women wear lingerie? Why do they do that? To feel sexy. Well, why the hell are you angling your market towards things that, quite frankly, are not what we call, how do I say, of actual sexiness. Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to empower grown-ass men who believe that they're women to go out there and wear, which by the way was part of that campaign because they used transgenders in that entire campaign, as well as Megan Rapinoe, who by the way could pass off as a man. But I'll digress. The thing is this right here. It's just concerning to a lot of people, and there's been a lot of online discussion, a lot of online discontent. I've seen some tweets out there where people were saying that this guy right here unfollowed me because I shared this right here. I think that guy was a little bit concerned with the fact that we're preaching to other women that they should not hold themselves accountable. Now, by the way, I agree that some men need to hold themselves accountable as well. I'll take myself, for example. At one point in time, I was 5'11", and I weighed, I think it was 210, 211 pounds, and I was mostly fat. This was a few years after I got out of the Marines. I went back, got myself in better physical condition. Of course, not a whole lot has changed as far as my overall weight, but I'm a little bit more built than what I was before. I used to be just really, really fat and have no muscle. I went from, I think, 23% body fat down to, I think, 16% was the last time I checked. It may have increased to 17%. But at the same time, those 6%, you work your ass off to get. And by the way, this right here is with bad habits myself. I'm not saying anybody is perfect. I'm just saying people should actually try. And it seems to me like the mass media is promoting not even trying. Like I said before, things you grow up with, okay? Things you were taught. Stop eating so many processed sugars. Try not to smoke. Try not to drink so much. Try not to overindulge in things. And of course, overindulgence a lot of times leads to stuff like obesity, which, by the way, is a common, very, very common knowledge, leads to things like diabetes and heart attacks. It almost seems to me like the medical community and, of course, the mainstream media is trying to promote a separate lifestyle. Maybe not the medical community itself, but definitely the people that you see on TV, because, like I said, let's go back to coronavirus. Let's go back to the 2020 lockdowns. Why was it that fast food restaurants were open but not actual grocery stores? Why didn't we? By the way, grocery stores were open, but they were always out of meat. They were always out of product. Why were fast food restaurants open? Why were all the things that were bad for you? Why were they available versus the things that were good for you? It almost seems to me like the agenda is to try to get people to accept much, much lower standards. And like I said before, I'm not attacking Yumi Nu. I mean, I'm not attacking Ashley Graham. I think Ashley Graham has got a very, very beautiful face. I think this girl here, Yumi Nu, has got a very, very beautiful face. But at what point in time are we not, or at what point in time do we need to kind of sit back and say this right here? Look, if you're going to be a model, maybe you shouldn't be overweight. Maybe you shouldn't be obese. Okay, at what point in time can we say that? At what point in time do we have to question the actual standards? It seems to me, like I said before, that wokeness is just creating much, much lower standards, and they're trying to force people to accept those standards. However, there is this one thing that I will be saying, which, by the way, is sort of on a positive note, which, by the way, may lead to a silver lining. You see, people have this tendency to react to certain things. Like, they have a tendency to react to other people's actions. Let me explain what I mean on this one right here. Right now, at this point in time, if you're telling men that they should accept fat women, then more than likely, man is going to just say no to you. Is more than likely just going to walk away from you. This right here, of course, is the whole MAGTOW stuff. And by the way, I'm not a MAGTOW guy. The MAGTOW guys, they got upset with the fact that women were demanding unrealistic standards out of men, but yet men had to accept the very, very low. You had to accept the woman as was. I think men are a little bit better than that, and I also think women are better than that too. There's a such thing called self-accountability. There's a such thing called responsibility that people need to have. They need to actually practice, okay? You need to actually practice responsibility. And it seems to me that what's happening is that the media, and of course a lot of our outlets are promoting just flat-out degeneracy, which, by the way, this right here would be degeneracy. Overindulgence, putting on a bunch of weight, not holding yourself accountable, not at least going to the gym, not at least trying, and not, I mean, at the same time, basically, like I said before, you're practically promoting obesity here. You're practically promoting very, very low standards. You're basically saying to us, we should just accept you for who you are. Okay, well, I would say great to that, but while you're at it, could you at least take care of yourself? Could you at least do that right there? Like I said before, nobody's saying that Yumi Nu is not a good-looking girl. Nobody's saying that Ashley Graham is not a good-looking girl. We're just simply saying that I think when you promote these plus-size models and you promote obesity, it's going to lead to a lack of standards. It's going to lead to a lack of responsibility and personal accountability going forward in said individual's life, and they could develop health problems at a later date. We need to be promoting healthy lifestyles. We need to be promoting healthy things instead of basically this nonsense here. And I think that right there is what men are getting a little bit upset with, is the fact that we have to accept you and you're not holding yourself accountable, but yet you come at us when we are even when we're trying to hold ourselves accountable, and you tell us that we're not good enough. I think that right there is the actual concern with is this issue. And I think that, and by the way, it's not just Sports Illustrated. It's not just Sports Illustrated. Go back and look at your last few Adidas commercials. It seems to me that they're promoting this outright nonsense. Go back and look at Victoria's Secret's line. You know, that last lingerie line that they did with Megan Rapinoe and a bunch of transgenders. I mean, Megan Rapinoe, in my opinion, could probably pass as a man. I mean, it's like what I'm saying is this right here. You are eliminating actual standards. You are eliminating actual self-accountability. You are eliminating the actual message itself. And that type of stuff right there could lead to problems later on in life, not just for society, but for the individual themselves. I mean, what if Yumi New develops diabetes at some point in time? What if she develops diabetes when she's like in her 50s? What if she has just up and has a heart attack one day? What if another woman out there who, by the way, looked up to this, did not hold herself accountable, did not try to keep herself in shape, continued to pack on pounds, continued to eat massively sugary products? What if that individual develops diabetes? Well, Yumi New and Ashley Graham, they were plus size models. It kind of inspired me. Okay, well, that girl right there could be finding herself 6 feet under. I mean, I don't know if you guys are picking up on this or not, but I think that this open, rampant promotion of obesity is going to lead to more problems in the future, not just psychological or emotional. And by the way, something else too. What if you go about believing that this right here is attractive, and yet someday you get completely rejected by somebody, or you get rejected by multiple people, and you end up alone as a result of this? This is one of the main problems with actual feminism as a whole. Everything that these women are doing is extremely unattractive. I mean, look at these women at the Roe v. Wade protest. I mean, I just brought this up in a previous video. I mean, look at these women. Look at them. None of these women are here attractive, and they're telling us that they're going on a sex strike. I mean, no self-respecting man would even attempt to try to bed down with these women. The only person who would try to do that are the extreme male feminists and beta males, who, by the way, the vast majority of your male feminists, they've got a very, very shady past, and they don't come into it with actual good intentions. Guys, John Claymore here. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sign up in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later.
I'm around a lot of chubby dudes, so.
No, but okay. How much do you weigh?
220.
I weigh 210 and I'm 6'4". You broke the first rule. See, you ladies don't mind breaking the rules. The men are visual. The men want women that are fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. I don't mind being the size of, I'm sorry, you're 5'8"?
I'm 5'8".
You're about the size of Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders was. You're a running back size.
Okay.
You can hit the A gap like a motherfucker.
Okay. All right.